Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Russian troops launched a large-scale drone assault on Ukraine overnight on Monday. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that more than 80 drones were sent towards major cities. 23 UAVs eventually hit 10 different locations. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drones attacked the Russian Black Sea city of Sochi. Debris from a destroyed drone hit a car that a man was driving. 6 residential houses were also damaged. The full scale of the attack was not immediately clear. Russian defense systems destroyed 31 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 15 over the Black Sea. In the Belgorod region, an oil depot caught fire after a drone strike. The governor of the region says the fire has now been extinguished. He added that there were no casualties, but the tanks at the depot were damaged. At least 2 people were killed and 16 others injured after Ukrainian forces launched heavy drone and missile attacks on Russian-occupied parts of the Donetsk region. Ukrainian forces struck targets in Donetsk and Makiivka. According to Ukrainian analysts, the command posts of a local Russian division were hit in the attack. Drones also targeted the Topaz plant, which is occupied by Russian troops. Analysts say an army-level command post was located there as well. On the front line, the Deep State Monitoring Project reports that Russian forces have advanced into Yunakivka, a border village in the Sumy region. At the same time, Ukrainian defense units push Russian troops out of several other border settlements that are holding positions east of Tyomkinko inside Russia's Kursk region. Ukrainian open-source intelligence researchers say Ukrainian units are beginning to redeploy from Sumy towards the Pokrovsk front. Now, this follows earlier reports of a large-scale regrouping of Russian forces. Analysts confirm that Russian troops are increasing their activity south of Pokrovsk. Ukrainian forces have withdrawn from residential areas in the southern part of Pokrovsk, consolidating positions farther north. The Ukrainian military reports that Russia attempted to expand its salient near Moscow's breakthrough point at the Dobropilya at the start of the month. The latest updates indicate that Ukrainian troops are now working to cut off Russian units from the village of Shakhove, located west of Dobropilya. Ukrainian defenders also repelled a Russian mechanized assault east of Mariinohrad. Ukrainian soldiers continue to target key Russian supply routes. The Ukrainian 58th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade, working with neighboring units, destroyed 2 brigades inside the aggressor's territory. Military intelligence reported suspicious activity near one of the border crossings, which was actively used to supply Russian forces. But reaching the area with the standard reconnaissance drones wasn't possible. The signal would disappear under the bridge. So, Ukrainian troops deployed an FPV drone equipped with fiber optics. The drone located the mines, prompting a precision strike that destroyed the structure. The mission didn't stop there, as troops checked a second crossing and found a similar situation. More mines, which were also detonated. 2 destroyed bridges now marks 2 major setbacks for Russian logistics, making it harder to supply certain areas of the front. What does a Russian Tiger armored vehicle and a T-90 tank have in common, besides being paraded on state TV as unrivaled war machines? Well, this week they both got turned into expensive scrap metal by FPV drones from Ukraine's 14th Separate Mechanized Brigade. First, the Tiger. It rolls into view, stops, and is promptly sent to the scrapyard with a direct hit. Then the crown jewel, a T-90 tank, Russia's so-called modern marvel, taken out just as easily. 2 armored vehicles, 2 precision strikes, 0 survivors. No NATO missiles, no billion-dollar systems, just drones, operators, and a joystick. A Russian BM-35 drone camera has recorded yet another war crime, a strike in the very center of Sumy. The explosion happened near the central square, close to an administrative building. Intercepted footage shows how Russian forces deliberately targeted a densely populated area. 4 civilians were injured in the attack: a 60-year-old woman, a 13-year-old boy, his 6-year-old brother, and a 30-year-old man. This is further evidence that Russia does not differentiate between military and civilian targets. Strikes continue to hit peaceful people in cities. The Wormsbusters unit of the Ukrainian 414th Separate Battalion of Combat Aerial Reconnaissance, also known as Madyar's Birds, has delivered yet another devastating strike against Russian forces. The footage shows the precision of Ukrainian drone operators as they target and destroy an enemy truck and an artillery gun loaded with ammunition. A powerful detonation confirms the success of the mission. Madyar's Birds have once again demonstrated their trademark skill and creativity in using unmanned systems, continuing to disrupt Russian logistics and battlefield planning. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.